What's up, everybody? Welcome back. And today we are going to do a G1 Siege video. I'm just going to do some battles, maybe just explain my thought process through the battles, and yeah, we're just going to have some fun with Siege. So let's just get right into it. My guild wants to focus this tower, so let's just take over the tower. Yeah, for these Kamun, Chasun, Theo teams, I really like to bring in my Zyros team. So I like to do the reset, especially on Chasun and on Theo. So typically what I bring into a Kamun, Chasun, Theo team is a Shield, Will, Cleave team. I allow them to take the first turn, and then yeah, once they do that, then my team will go. And I'll have Shield and Will, so then Theo can't do the defense break, and then also the shield is there just because Theo does do quite a bit of damage. And then if their team is tuned correctly, then Chasun goes before Theo, he'll get the attack buff as well. So that's why the shield set is pretty important. But this is a typical team I bring into it because they don't have immunity on that team, and I do rune my monsters a little bit slower, especially on the Shield, Will, Cleave team. So then the other team could most likely go before me. But these are the runes on my monsters. I'll show them between each battle. Zyros, I just have the Will set, Will broken, so I was just looking for big HP so then he could survive that Theo hit, and then big crit rate, crit damage, and then some accuracy. I would prefer a little bit higher accuracy just so that I can land that reset, but even if I don't land the reset, I'm still okay with it, because I'm pretty confident that the team will eventually do enough damage to kill them. So it's speed tuned to where Galleon will go first, and he does have the shield set on him, so Galleon will go, and then technically, Beth is supposed to go second just because she'll land the defense break that Galleon doesn't hit, but I like to have Zyros go first just in case he does kill in the first turn, or if he procs the Theo passive, he has the opportunity to reset Theo before his passive procs. So this is where the shield set comes in, is on Galleon. He's going to be faster than everybody else, high accuracy, and I just have him on speed, HP, accuracy, just standard runes. And then Beth, again, high HP. I just have her on a Will broken set. Good crit rate, good crit damage, and then all overall stats. So looks pretty good. So we're just gonna get right into it. This is typically the team that I bring in every time I see Kamun, Chasun, Theo. This is like my main team that I always bring into, whether it's on Guild War defenses or just Siege defenses. And as you saw there, the Theo actually went first, so he didn't have enough. And that's typical with most defenses that I play. They don't speed tune them. Yeah, but Galleon landed the defense break. Then Zyros went. He didn't land the reset on Theo, but the team is tanky enough to withstand a few hits and just a quick and easy battle, no problem. So this team up here, Triton and Wusa are known for being really fast. They have really fast base speeds, so they're gonna probably have fast swift sets on them as well. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to outspeed him with my Bastet, because if that happens, then I'll typically bring in the Bastet, Immensity, Lucian comp, and I just hope that I outspeed them, hoping that my rune quality is a little bit better than theirs, which I think Immensity is outside of the box. Yeah, he is. So my Bastet is around 290 speed, and then so she'll be the attack bar booster, and then Immensity will go. I apologize for the dog barking. I'll pause this real quick. Alright, just had to take a quick pause right there and quiet down the dogs. So, yeah, so Immensity is on a full fight set. I have him up there so then on the full fight set, so then he can pump as much damage with the Lucian. So Lucian will get 24% more attack power, so that's why I have all those fight sets on there. And I have Immensity on a pretty decent speed and semi-tankiness just in case I don't fully kill the other team. He could do a little bit of cleanup, and then he also is going to provide the instant turn for Lucian with Immensity skill 3. So right here we'll provide that instant turn for Lucian, and then we'll also give him 30%. He'll give him the crit rate buff, which is 30% crit rate. So, which is why I runed Lucian on 70% crit rate. And so with that 30%, he'll be at the 100% crit rate, and then this is what you call a fat Lucian, if that's what you want to say. Just giving him as much attack and crit damage as possible. Alright, so without further ado, we're just going to get right into the battle. So I'm hoping that my Bastet outspeeds their Triton and Wusa, which is very possible that I won't, and then I might be in some big trouble, but I'm just hoping my rune quality is better than theirs. And so far it looks like it is. So we outsped their Triton and their Wusa. So give myself the turn, and we should be able to clear it up right here. Yeah, so one-shotting the team. So not bad. If I was slower than them, so they didn't have a speed lead, so that's why I was hoping that my Bastet was going to be faster than them and that my rune quality was going to be better. But they did have Triton and Wusa, which are both known to be very fast units because they both have base speed of, I think Wusa is like 118 or 116, and then Triton I think is 116. So if they had the exact same runes that I had on my Bastet, they would have been like 20 speed faster. So I was just going off of rune quality right there, hoping that I would be better, and I was. So next we will go into we can do this team here. It's a little iffy. I prefer to bring in like an immunity team into this, just so then we don't get like provoked. But Rakan, Poseidon, and Triana are all a pain to deal with. Triana, obviously, because you can't kill another unit, you have to pretty much kill her first because of her passive, and she provides that immunity, so it gets kind of obnoxious. Yeah, you're going to hear some squeaking toys in the background because the dogs they just got done with their dinner, so they're pretty happy, so they're playing with some toys. Okay, so we'll clean up these other teams first, and then, yeah, and then we'll focus on this team. So this will be just a quick and easy clear on this one. We'll just bring in an immunity team and just smash them. So who do we want to bring in for this? Pretty much anybody with immunity. It doesn't matter really who it is, because this team should be pretty simple. I forget all of my immunity monsters. Actually, maybe I'll just outspeed it and just stun them. Alright, so I'm just going to do Sierra, Okeanos, go for the stuns, and then just in case Okeanos doesn't do the job, I'll probably bring in somebody very tanky. I mean, I could bring in a healer and to provide like some attack buff, some immunity. I'll be relying on Sierra a little bit to provide some damage. But yeah, we're going to be competing for speed because they have the speed lead as well. I could go Belajul just to keep my team safe. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll just go Belajul. And then I'll just have Sierra be my damage dealer, so if she dies, might be hurting a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, I should have shown my runes. My apologies. I'll do that. I'll show the runes after this fight. So we're going to go for the stuns, so we don't get any, but we're at least going to put the immunity up. So they were a little bit faster, which was nice. We'll just plant the bomb, kill the Teshar here. I would have liked to kill the Asima. Alright, so we reset her with the Okeanos. We actually lapped them, so yeah, they weren't that fast. So this is okay. You want to crit with your Sierra, so rune her on some crit, preferably around like 65% crit rate, because that rotates with her skill 1. When she attacks, she'll hit it 3 times and recovers 15% attack bar per crit. So she could really get 45% attack bar with critting each time. So the more crit you have on her, the more she can cycle her turns. So that's why a bunch of people will say make sure you rune her with crit. So we killed their damage dealers. Always focused on the damage dealers first. Like Galleon isn't going to provide anything to their team besides just the attack buff and defense break. But the defense break didn't matter because we had Belajul to give us the immunity. So I'll show you the runes real quick on them. We're probably going to fight this next. So Sierra, I went for more of a bruiser build on Sierra to give her some tankiness. So around 30,000 HP, decent amount of speed, decent defense, and decent attack. So she's one of those units that just needs all stats. So yeah, so she's kind of difficult to rune because she needs the accuracy to land her bombs. She needs a crit to rotate her skills. She doesn't need any crit damage. So for slot 4, you can go for attack percent. This is one of the few units that you can put attack percent on slot 4. Pretty much any of the bombers, that's what you want to do. And I just have her on Violent Will, so then she can just continue to rotate her turns. If you have her with an attack buffer, you want the attack buffer to move first, so then her bombs will hit that much harder, because the bombs are based off of her attack when she plants the bomb. But I give her more HP. I mainly ruined this for like RTA, so then she has some survivability and a little bit more utility than just being a nuker. I want her to be able to survive and continuously deal damage throughout the fight. And the will is because she is going to be slower than most units, so you put her on will so then she doesn't get like stunned or defense broken or something like that. The Okeanos, you just want to have as much accuracy as you can, which here I have the 100%, and then you also want to have them as highest speed as you can get them with having that accuracy. Just because you do want him to go first, because his skill 2, the spear, strips one beneficial effect, and then it will reset the opponent's skills. So it's not a guaranteed reset or a guaranteed strip, so that's why you need the high accuracy. But this is really good if you're going against a Veligul, if you're going against like a Varad, Sierra, or like a Fran, anything like that. You want to reset them so they can't get their so that they don't use their skills. And then with this skill 3, it's really useful for like as you saw during that match, I stunned the Teshar, which is nice because every time he stuns a target with this skill, then he gets 25% attack bar. So that's just really useful for when the enemy team does not have any will units. And for Veligul, I just kind of have whatever runes on him. I got him not too long ago, so his resistance should be a little bit higher. A lot of people put crit rate and crit damage on him to make him like a damage Veligul, because his skill 2 does actually hit pretty hard. And then to have him really fast, preferably he should be on Violent, because his skill 3, you get, it's an attack bar boost, and then he also puts immunity on your team for 3 turns. So he's one of the few units that actually does do immunity for 3 turns. And it is on a 4-turn cooldown. So if you have him on Violent and he procs once, then he'll automatically be able to get his the immunity right back up. Alright, so now we'll go into this team. With this, I do want to bring in a will unit, because I don't want Zyros to reset me, and then I also don't want Varad to freeze and stun. So we'll bring in an immunity monster. Actually, I'll probably bring in this team here. So I know a lot of these teams are not going to be free-to-play friendly, but these are just my Guild Wars and the units that I ruined up for it. So yeah, but you could adjust to your own playstyle. I'm just giving my ideas and what I do during these siege battles. Yeah, so I'm going to bring in this team because they don't really have many multi-hitters, so Leica most likely will not die. Feng Yan is in there because he's just really tanky. He can cleanse himself and then also provide like that pseudo heal with his skill 2. And then Wusa's in there for the immunity and the shield, but mainly for the immunity, so then we don't get reset, and then so Varad doesn't stun or freeze. So this should be actually a really easy battle, especially with this team. I should outspeed them. They don't have any speed leads or anything like that. Yeah, so easily outspeed. And I didn't show the runes. I'll make sure to do that after the match. So here, I'm not going to use skill 2. I mean, I would like to just go for the Zyros first, so that's probably just what I'm going to do. Because Varad won't matter, just because I'm going to constantly have immunity up, so I'm just going to go for the kill on Zyros. I used skill 1 on Leica there instead of skill 2, because I knew Chasun was going to heal, and if she would have had Fallen Blossoms up, then it would have been a waste of my Leica's skill 2. Hopefully we can get the defense break. We do not. One more chance. Still no. Okay, another chance. Alright, still no. Alright, gotcha. But Zyros is down enough, so I'll use a skill 2 just to kill. Or I won't. Alright. Not having good luck during this match so far. So he has defense broken, so I should be able to kill now. Okay, good. Alright, so now we don't have to worry about pretty much for the rest of the fight. I could auto it, but I'm just going to manual it so that we get this fight over with a lot sooner. Yeah, so I took out the Zyros first because that was their damage dealer, and pretty much the only threat on the team, just because I have the immunity up with Wusa. So I don't have to worry about Varad stunning or freezing. And I say that right when Wusa didn't have the immunity up. So this is a fun match to to contradict pretty much everything that I'm saying. It's kind of nice. But eventually, yeah, this match will just be a quick, easy one. There we go. Yeah, so a little bit of awkward RNG, but still a pretty simple battle. Alright, and I'll show their runes real quick as well. Wusa is on a Swift Will build. So we'll find Wusa here real quick. Where's he at? Right here. He's on Swift Will, just speed, HP, HP. Some of it's not even grinded. And yeah, you can see you do want to make Wusa. If you're going to put him on a Swift build, just make him really fast. Well, regardless, you just want to make him fast in general. But put him on that Swift build because he has a base speed of 118. So you could really take advantage of that by using a Swift set, since you get 25% of whatever the monster's base speed is. And then you just want to load him up with some HP and defense. The attack doesn't really matter that much. And then some resistance will be nice, so then he doesn't get reset or stunned. And then a little bit of accuracy, preferably like 15 to 25% would be fine. Just so then you could possibly land the sleep on his skill 1. And then Leica, don't mind the revenge set. I just have it on there just because it has the speed and crit rate that I was looking for. I have to change those around because yes, he does have a chance to revenge automatically with his passive. But yeah, but he is on Vampire, so then he could just self-sustain. And then you just want to have decent amount of attack. I should have higher crit rate, but I don't put a lot of focus on my Leica. So that's why he's ruined the way he is. But yeah, decent speed, so then he could at least get some turns in. And then, yeah, he's really good against non-multi-hitting teams. So if it's like just single target damage dealers, they would have a really hard time killing Leica, because Leica can only take 30% of his maximum HP per hit. So if they're only a single target damage dealer, they're never going to do more than 30% of his HP, which is around like, what is that, 7,000? Yeah, so they will never do more than like 6,500 damage to Leica in one hit. So that's why he's on Vampire, because when he deals damage, he'll heal himself back up, and he's pretty much like a self-sustaining monster that if they don't have a multi-hitter, then Leica will eventually wear them down and win. And then, who else do we have? Fengyan. So Fengyan, yeah, I just want a good amount of HP. We have a little more than 30,000. I would prefer to have him closer to like 35,000, but most people bring like bulldozers into Fengyan, and bulldozer hits typically around like 19k to 22k per hit, so usually between 40,000 and 45,000. So regardless, Fengyan's not going to survive that unless you have a pretty big shield on him. So I just did a balance of HP and defense, gave him a little bit of speed. He's on Violent, so that's nice. And then to try to give him some resistance. Accuracy is good on him as well, because he lands that defense break with his skill 1. And then the resistance there, so then he can't get stunned, because he does gain attack bar every time he's hit. So he's really good at like soloing a bunch of teams, because he can cleanse with his skill 2, which also provides him a passive heal, because you recover 15% every time you take a turn, and he takes a lot of turns because you have to constantly hit him in order to kill him. And if he has high resistance, you can't defense break him and kill him really easily. So that's why a lot of people bring in Bulldozer into Fengyan. Alright, so with this team here, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. I was actually thinking about bringing my own Bulldozer into this team so I can kill the Triana, and then also kill the Rakan with the Bulldozer. But the Poseidon is going to be a little obnoxious, so I don't know exactly what I want to bring into this. I prefer to bring in immunity, so then I don't get provoked by the Rakan, and then I don't get slept by Triana, and then the Poseidon doesn't do like his massive damage. So that's what I was thinking. We can give it. We could try a couple things out here. So first, I'll go with the Bulldozer team, and if this doesn't work, I usually don't like using the Bulldozer team for like the 5-star towers. I like to use my Bulldozer team for the 4-star towers, typically, just because they are the 4 stars and below. But yeah, Olivia, Bulldozer, Rukuni is a really good like turn cycling team. Rukuni provides passive heals every time he takes a turn. Is could boost up the attack bar to Olivia or Bulldozer, whoever I need it to, and then Olivia's there for the cleanse with skill 2 and the instant attack bar boost, and then the defense buff on skill 3. So it's really good to continuously cycle the turns on Bulldozer. And I will show you the runes real quick before we get into the match. So Olivia, you just want to make her really tanky. I should get her more defense on here. Are her runes powered up? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I could power up her runes to make her a little bit tankier and give her maybe a little bit more resistance, but typically she's pretty good at surviving. And her leader skill gives all monsters a 33% more defense in Guild Wars. So that's actually really nice because that just makes Bulldozer hit that much harder. And then Bulldozer, you do want to have him on big defense. I like the 100% crit rate. So I suggest always having your Bulldozer on 100% crit. And that alleviates you having to have Emesity on the team, because I use my Emesity for my Lucian team or for like my Copper team, and I could have Copper at the 70% crit rate. And then I could have 2 like defense ignored defense like damage dealers, so Copper on one team, Bulldozer on another. But Bulldozer was a lot easier to put on 100% crit rate instead of Copper. But I like to have my Bulldozer a little bit tankier because he will get focused, because I do bring him into like really weird teams. So when he does get focused, I just want to make sure that he survives. But big crit damage, big defense, and then he could be as slow as possible because Olivia and Rukuni are going to continuously cycle his turns. Then Rukuni, he should be faster, but I haven't changed his runes since I first made the team like a year ago. But he's just on speed, HP, defense, and I'll fill the attack bar of somebody with the skill 2. His passive removes a harmful effect, and then also heals every time he takes a turn. So he could even give himself a turn, and then he'll heal somebody for like 20%, whoever the lowest HP ally is on the team. Alright. So I'm only nervous about bringing it into here. I'm hoping Bulldozer will kill Triana first, and then Rakan is going to focus the Olivia, but Poseidon could really mess me up and do a bunch of like despair stuns or big damage to my Rukuni and Bulldozer, so hopefully he doesn't kill them. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But if I don't kill Triana, it's going to be really awkward, because both Triana and then Rakan are going to focus Olivia, and she could die, and then Triana is also just a really big pain of a monster. Yeah, so I'm just going to attack there. We're going to hopefully reduce her attack bar, and then give Bulldozer the defense buff. So do that here. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, is the silencing. So now Bulldozer can't do his skill 3. But hopefully we can stun the Triana here so she doesn't give everybody immunity. Alright, cool. So we did get the stun. Yeah, and now we can cleanse the silence on Bulldozer. So that's what we're going to do. And also give him a turn. So that's what Olivia does with skill 2. I'm not going to use skill 3 on Triana just because I saw that we did plenty of damage with skill 1. I'm not going to attack the Rakan because I don't want him to revenge and possibly provoke. But now since we have a defense buff and Bulldozer's skill 3 is up, we're going to use skill 3 on the Rakan. Because Rakans are known to be tanky. Because yeah, we just did 42k damage and he did not die. So now we can give Bulldozer the turn. He'll get out of his stun because he stuns himself after he uses skill 3. So this team is just built just to constantly just cycle Bulldozer's turns and just give him a turn over and over and over again. Yeah, so Olivia procced, which is nice, and then we'll give Bulldozer the turn again, and then he'll just punch Rakan. And yeah, that's how this team works. It's a very, very useful team. I use it in Guild Wars a lot, and then also use it, obviously, in Siege quite a bit. It's one of my stronger teams and one of my favorite teams because it is farmable. Not necessarily farmable, but it is easier to obtain. Alright, so we just took over this tower by ourselves, so not bad. We'll just squeeze in some defenses in here. I just like to put some of my defenses in, just because I took over the tower. Then we'll cycle in some of the other people in the guild. So one of the biggest like frustrating things for Guild Wars is when I see people build teams and they either have unruined monsters or they have monsters that are not like their runes are still green and blue and stuff like that, and or they're like level 35. It's like, stop building those teams, because it's very frustrating to go through. Like if you have 20 people in the guild, all of them have 10 defenses, and so that's like 200 defenses that you have to go through, and like 120 of them are unruined because people just don't ruin their monsters. So it's really frustrating. So please, if you are in a guild that does like to do siege, just yeah, I know you want to get your siege points, but don't hurt your guild by building bad defenses just because you want to build a defense. It's not helpful, and it's also just really annoying to cycle through a bunch of random defenses that aren't good. Alright, and maybe we can make another video on like Guild War defenses in the future, and like how I create mine, because my defenses are they're okay. So you can just see most of them have over a 50% win rate. My 4-star defenses are a little bit better than my 5-star ones. Yeah, but I try to go for a 50% win rate on all of my defenses, and once I get up to 10 matches and I have less than a 50% win rate, then I will change it out and try to create a different defense, which is what I did with the Veligil team that you can see here. Alright, so now we'll focus on another tower. Maybe we can do like a 4-star tower, do some of these because they are a little bit harder. So we'll try to go through some of these. This is probably a pretty good defense right here, just because Kamoon and Fran is already pretty solid, and I'm surprised they don't have like a Skogul in here, but they did put Lapis, which is still pretty good, just because that immunity, but we could just burst through this. I don't think it's an issue. Maybe we might be able to put in a Skogul here. Since it's a multi-hitter, I wouldn't want to bring in like a Garo to this, just because the Lapis is going to focus the Garo, and yeah, I wouldn't just want to take that chance. But this should be actually a pretty simple battle. I don't see this one really being an issue. So we could bring in, yeah, we'll bring in Hrosvelg, give our team some little bit of attack power. I have him ruined on, do I have him on Despair? No, I think I have Fatal, yeah. So just a Fatal set, but tankier, good resistance. He's just there. He'll provide like the speed buff and the attack buff, but he'll probably move last, but he'll be able to survive the Kamoon, and then he'll be able to focus down like the Lapis and assist with focusing down the Fran as well. What else should we bring in here? I mean, we could bring Antares just to be kind of troll, so that's fine. And then I would like to bring an immunity in here though, because Lapis probably is on Despair, and I don't want to get Despair stunned. So I'm gonna try to bring in like a fast immunity monster just to negate that. And I don't know if I really have a fast immunity. I could probably bring in Beta. She's just on Swift Will. Not great runes, not really fast, but probably fast enough where I won't get stunned by the Lapis, because I don't have an attack bar booster, so we could do that. And yeah, we'll just see how this goes. It's possible that I'll lose, just because the Kamoon shield is probably pretty big. But I have a healer, I have the immunity, so we'll just test it out. Oh, I should have showed the Antares runes. He's on Despair Nem, about 16,000 HP. Pretty slow. I think he's only like plus 60 speed, but good crit rate, decent crit damage. and decent attack. Alright, so we're just going to try to focus down probably the Fran first. Give my team the attack buff and the speed buff with Hrosvelg's skill 2. Beta has a chance to, she could either boost the attack bar and recover somebody with skill 2, or try to strip with skill 1, and I'm going to try to strip. Alright, so we didn't land the strip. We'll try to land, just do some damage with Hrosvelg. We'll just do some overall damage with Antares' skill 3. Alright, so it didn't do enough to kill the Fran. Can we kill her here? And we do. Nice. Alright. So now I need to focus on the Lapis, because if she is on Despair, then this is going to be a little bit of a problem for me. Because if she stuns the team, and then Kamoon and her could just go ham, and that could be an issue. But, yeah, Antares is on Despair, so maybe we could stun? We do not. Oh, but we probably do kill. But we'll just guarantee the kill and attack. Yeah. So now we should be good to go. Yeah, this match shouldn't be an issue now. Alright, and we got the attack speed slow. I should have put the immunity up, so that was a mistake by me right there. Alright, yeah, so we get the immunity up, get the heal, get the defense buff. So, we're good to go. Actually, that's not a defense buff. I think that's the glancing hit possibility. So we'll just finish this off here. Get the attack buff, speed buff, boost the attack bar of Antares, and we'll kill. Alright. So not bad. Kind of a random team. I wasn't expecting them to have great runes. Again, this is just a G1 siege, so it's nothing crazy. Alright. We could attack this. I'll probably just bring Lucian into here. I'll just do the Bernard, Megan, Lucian comp, because I'm pretty sure I'll be faster than them. If not, that'll be a little bit of a surprise to me. So this Lucian, this is the one that I use just for like dungeon running. He's not really that fast, but hits decently hard. Has the fight sets because I run him with my twins, and my twins are the damage dealers. If you look at my previous video, this is a Lucian that I use for my speed comps in my dungeon runs. My Bernard, I think same speed that I had on him since I started my beginner Giants team, and then just changed out some was that tolerance runes? Yeah. But just 161 speed, nothing too crazy. And then Megan, not even fully powered up runes, but she'll just move after Bernard, give the attack buff to Lucian, and then I should be able to cleave this team no problem. Alright, so they are running a shield set, so hopefully we can burst through the shields, and only the Maruna will stand up. Yep, so she's the last one, so that's fine. Yeah, she won't be able to solo the team. If she was on Despair, I mean not Despair, if she was on Violent, like maybe she could do quite a bit of damage, and then it would just be her and Megan fighting each other. But, yeah, we did fine. Alright, so this match will be a little bit of a pain, because, I mean, it is an all-fire team, but Garo does big damage, so I need to bring in a multi-hitter, and then Chloe's going to provide that invincibility and immunity. So if I bring in the twins, which is what I'm most likely going to do, it's still going to be rough, just because Verd is also going to cycle their turns and just give Garo more turns. So the main focus is obviously going to be the Garo first. Yeah, so I'll probably bring in the Water Twins, and they're not that fast, so I might get lapped a couple times. I could bring in Susano or Ager. Ager wouldn't be that bad either. But I really just want to bring in the twins, so then I don't have to waste my Ager on this fight. Just because we will have the elemental advantage, and then maybe I'll bring in Triana to tank up some of the damage. She is pretty tanky on the Violent Nem set, so when she takes a couple hits, hopefully Garo won't stutter on his skill 2. If he does, then hopefully the twins will just burst him down before he has an opportunity to do anything after that. Yeah, but my twins are really slow. So I'll probably use this one, and then I'll use the... So this is the weaker of the Talias, but I'll use her because she has a shield set, so that'll provide a little bit of safety for the team. Yeah, so we'll just do this. I mean, I could probably run like a Skogul, but not. But I need the multi-hitters in order to kill the Garo. So yeah, so we'll just run this, and hopefully they don't kill the Triana as quickly as I think that they can. Oh, so we get the immunity up. I was not expecting to be faster than them, especially since they have the Garo lead. So that was kind of strange. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice though. So we got the immunity up. Yeah, so now we'll just be able to kill Garo right here, just in one shot. Yeah, so that's no problem. Now we'll kill the Verd, and then we'll just kill the Chloe. So that was a lot of planning for a little bit of nothing. I was expecting their team to be a lot faster and a lot stronger, and it just wasn't. So this is kind of the kind of stuff that you run into in the G1 sieges. So there's sometimes like there's those sleeper guys that are like typically in Conqueror, like Conqueror RTA, and just have really good runes, but they just haven't played for a little while, or they don't, or they're just in these sieges to farm. So they have like those sleeper defenses of just being really, really strong, and sometimes I just expect them to be strong. Alright, I wish I would have saved one of my Lucians for this team, just to kill it quickly. So let's see here. We could probably do... I would like to do some immunity in this one, just to stay away from the Shayna stuns and defense breaks, because those are always a pain. But I might be able to do a Skogul here, because the twins usually aren't ruined on really high HP. Let's see. I could just go for like a really fast team and just burst them down and not care about who they have. So maybe I'll just do that. I'll just go Kamoon, Hua, and do I want to bring my Fran? I still do want immunity, just in case. I could bring in like a Delphoy. I could do... What team do we have here? Yeah, that's kind of the same. Alright, yeah, so for this one, I'll bring in the Delphoy, Copper. Usually it's a Messity, so I do have Copper in here. The reason why I bring in Delphoy is because she provides the immunity and the defense buff. And then she also provides, I think, like a 30% defense lead. Oh, 40% for wind. So buffs up Copper's defense by 40%. Or buffs up all wind ally monsters by 40%. Yeah, so we'll bring in Delphoy. That'll be the leader. And then... Oh, so we need a crit rate buff. So I'll actually probably bring in Keva Hesenuf, or Jimmy, as some people know him as, because he does provide the crit rate buff and the attack buff. The attack buff won't really matter, but he will make Copper invincible, and then also give him the crit rate buff. So that's why I'll bring him in, because my Copper does not have max crit rate. He only has 70%. This is not a great team to bring into this other team. But I'm doing it just because. So yeah, we're just gonna do this just because. Just because we can. I mean, maybe we could show off maybe some Second Awaken units then, instead. No, we'll just do this. It's fine. I was gonna say we could bring in maybe like the werewolves or something, but maybe we could bring those into the next team. All right. So we put this on Copper, because if you guys, I mean, he's gonna get focused by the Shayna, and I don't want him to get defense broken. All right, so we'll cleanse that. Oh, for some reason I thought Delphoy gives the defense buff, but I forgot if you run the it's for Delphoid, Copper, and Messity. That's the team that you need, and then Messity gives the crit rate and the defense buff. Delphoid only gives the cleanse and the immunity. Alright, so we're just going to kill Fran first. I don't want her healing or having any, like, I don't know, weird procs or anything like that. Yeah, and we should be just fine. Yeah, Delphoid, Rune are tanky. Yeah, I should be showing the runes, so I'll do that next. So I did show the Copper, and he's on decent, the 70% crit rate. So it's better to have him closer to 100%, but if you do run him with the Amesity, then you'll have him at the, okay, so we actually might lose. It's a possibility. Oh, can we get a stun? Alright, yeah, so we do get a stun, we'll kill this, and then, alright, so she did stun and defense break the, Copper. Alright, but yeah, we're just way faster. So Jimmy killed her by herself. I wouldn't recommend doing that team. The one that I just ran with the Delphoid and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend it. I was just doing it just to kind of mess around. But yeah, so the Copper, just as much defense as you can get on them. Just defense, crit damage, defense. And then at least 70% crit rate, especially if you're going to run the Delphoid leader skill, because she does provide the 40% defense for all wind units as the leader skill. So that just boosts up Copper's defense by 40%. And then you want to give him as much crit damage as possible. And you could put some attack, because some of his damage does scale off attack percent as well. And then for, so Delphoid, we'll see where she's at. I should have showed the runes before I did the match. Actually, where is she? Oh, she's in the monster box. Alright, so she's here. Yeah, I use her as a frontline tank in raids. And yeah, so these are just her stats. Yeah, big defense and big HP, and just making sure that she has her skill 3 skilled up, which only takes 1 skill up. And as I said, her leader skill, increase the defense of ally monsters with win attribute by 40%. Alright, so for this last one, we'll do Fran, just for fun. And we'll just do the werewolves, just because it's just fun stuff. We could do Aegir with like Lauren and Verd, or do like Fran, Lauren, Verd, just because they're really tanky and just like attack bar control and stuff like that. Like Lauren, my Lauren is pretty tanky, pretty fast. On Will, my Fran, Violent Will, decent stats, decent speed, easy to skill up, so, and a lot of people have them. But I'll run something a little bit different. I'll just do the Fran with the werewolves, the Second Awakened werewolves. So I have the Jolteon, what is that, 44,000 HP, about 1,200 defense. I could make them a little bit faster because they do have 115 base speed, so it's actually really nice. But I have them on a Destroy set, and then the Revenge set, because with the Revenge, he has a chance to disturb the HP recovery for a couple turns, which is always nice, and he can just deal a little bit extra damage. And most twins are runed pretty high on crit, so bringing Jolteon into them is really nice because it's passive. He inflicts 12% of his maximum HP as reflect damage if he gets critically hit. So when the twins critically hit him, then he'll deal, so 12% of 44,000, we'll just say it's roughly like 5,000 damage that he reflects back at them every time they crit on him. And then with the wind one, the light one, Escher, a lot of people do rune him a lot faster, just because with his skill 2, he is an attack bar booster. But I wanted to put like a rage set on him, kind of like a damage dealer, because, and the reason why I'm bringing him into this team is because Chloe will provide that the immunity and invincibility. So when when Escher strips, he deals 20% more damage per buff that he strips, and he hits 4 times with this ability. And if you kill somebody with this ability, then this automatically refreshes. So it's a really fun ability to use, and that's why I have him on a high crit damage build. And he has roughly like 40,000 HP, so they shouldn't be able to kill him, even if they like violent proc and all that stuff. So with all that, let's get them in here. We could go probably the HP lead, or we can go the speed. So we'll probably just go the speed, just because they have a speed lead as well. Oh, never mind. Somebody already attacked. All right, so let's go to a defense over here that's pretty similar. This one's pretty similar. So we might get RNG'd here, which would be a little annoying. But we will do this just so then we can showcase the team, since we just talked about it. Yeah. So we will go for a little bit more speed. The Orion is going to outspeed. I don't have high resistance on these units, and whoever he targets, it's whatever. But hopefully my Fran will go and give everybody immunity, and then we'll just go from there. So I should probably go for the HP lead instead now, because I'm not going to outspeed. But just so that I don't get lapped, yeah, we'll just go with the speed lead. That's fine. Oh wow, we actually went first, so that's really strange. A speed lead and with Orion, and we still went first. That's really strange. Yeah, so you see all that reflect damage that just happened. Really nice. And we'll just kill the Shayna first, and then actually we can just show the damage with Escher. So we're gonna use a skill 3 on the Wind Boomerang Warrior right here, because she does have a buff on. So his consecutive hits are going to hit 20% harder, because we're going to strip that attack buff and then deal more damage. Yeah, so the first hit did 4,000. Since we stripped it, all the 3 consecutive ones did 5,000 damage. So really nice. He's a good damage dealer. He's just an overall pretty good unit. Really fun to use, and because you build him tanky, and he's also just a big damage dealer as well. So it's really fun. And since we killed with that skill, his skill 3 is automatically back up. So since we're not going to strip any buffs on Orion, this will just be standard damage. Yeah, but 4 hits for around 4,000 each is pretty big. So he's definitely a good damage dealer. And we'll just kill. Alright, so this clears it up for the siege battles. We just went 10 for 10, so not bad. I know it's a little bit easier battles because it is G1, so I mean, you could troll me in the comments if you would like to. If you learned anything from this, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what some of your favorite Guild Siege offenses are. Some things that you would have liked me to do with my account and showcase a little bit more. But yeah, we're going to come out with these Guild Siege videos every week. We're going to do the 2 a week, so then you guys could see my thought process through all my guild battles. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something from it, and then hopefully I can learn from you too. So provide any comments, and I will see you in the next video.